A very good morning. It is 7 a.m., Thursday, December 11th, 2025. Welcome to On New Jersey Mornings. I'm Ken Rosato, and we will take your calls at 888-658-0234. Sunny, windy today, highs low to mid-30s. Meteorologist Mike Favetta has the detailed Garden State forecast.
Weather is brought to you by Audio Nova, your hearing experts.
All right, Mike, not so bad out. Looks like a nice day, but the breeze is going to make it feel chillier than it is, right?
Yeah, another round of harsh wind with the wind chill makes it feel like the teens and 20s this morning, Ken. And then we have some flurries on the way in the form of some snow squalls. Likely see a few flakes and flurries across New Jersey later today. The pink you see at the shore there drawn on the map, that is the gale force winds that will be present all throughout this afternoon. Very gusty conditions across New Jersey as right now. Air temperatures right around freezing, just below the freezing mark or just above, but it's the wind chill that really makes it feel cold. Feels like 19 right now in Flemington, 22 in Morristown, and 26 in Atlantic City. So another round of super cold air, letting you know that winter is still here. 37-mile-per-hour winds. That's the latest gust over in Toms River. Very gusty even down the shore toward Atlantic City and Cape May, with your gusts lasting high all throughout the day. It is slightly milder than this time yesterday, but we'll see the temperature drop going into the afternoon, especially as compared to yesterday, where it felt rather mild for a good portion of the day on your Wednesday. Well, that is long gone. Now as the clouds return for a good portion of today and some flurry bursts, you'll see them here on the Futurecast. These rounds of blue appear on the map, and these are some actually lake effect snows that are being dragged down from upstate thanks to these winds. We could see a few flakes and flurries around the late afternoon, evening commute time, rush through northern New Jersey. Maybe put down a quick burst of a coating on the car tops, and these are the type of flurries that will likely promote some snow squalls, maybe prompt the Weather Service to put out the snow squall warnings briefly, just in time for the evening commute. So if you run into an area, say that looks like whiteout conditions, only lasts for a few minutes and then moves on by, but lets you know that the cold is here, and this reinforcing shot of cold air that lasts through the weekend doesn't go anywhere anytime soon, even through Saturday and Sunday. You see, Sunday could have a few flakes and flurries down the shore, not anticipated to impact northern New Jersey, but this is our next round of wintry weather that might stay to our south and east. Every 12 hours, we get a new computer model run, and it kind of puts it a little further north, puts it a little further south, but overall, it's minimal impacts south of and east of the turnpike. Our forecast for the next few days featuring the cold air, chance of snow down the shore on Sunday, but beyond that, more cold into next week. We'll tell you more about that with a check of the 7-day forecast can come out.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. And we have 35 degrees. That's pretty mild right now in the morning. In terms of, Trenton is 32 degrees. We should let you know. Cape May is 34. And Vineland is 30. So there you have it. That's the whole state in a nutshell. Let's check our traffic. We have a crash right now reported. Garden State Parkway southbound north of 136 Stiles Street in Cranford. I feel like I talk about accident at Stiles Street every day. Somebody fix Stiles Street, whatever's going on there in Cranford. The left lane is blocked. We have a disabled vehicle on 78 eastbound west of the Turnpike Toll Plaza in Newark with a ramp lane closed, causing a lot of backups right now right there. And we have a crash on 280 eastbound by the Stickle Drawbridge in Newark. 2 right lanes of the 3 lanes closed. 1 and 9 northbound from south of Bergen Boulevard to south of 9W40. All lanes are open, but we have a lot of volume there this morning. Your Hudson River crossings already ugly. The Holland Tunnel is going to cost 30, Lincoln 35. This is a gridlock alert day in Manhattan right through tomorrow, just so you know. Look at the GWB upper and lower level. You have about a 40-minute approach right now. It is moving. That's a good thing. But I don't want to jinx it, but I was about to say I don't want to jinx it. Let's just say it's moving right now, but it's going to cost you 40 minutes in. 7:04 is the time. The Federal Reserve delivered big financial news announcing yet another interest rate cut of 25 basis points. That's 0.25%. It's third in just 4 months with this latest rate cut. The Fed has pushed down the federal rate to a range of 3.5 to 3.75%, the lowest since November of 2022. That could translate to lower mortgage rates, lower car loan rates, and even lower credit card rates. Let's hope this will help further stimulate economic growth. A Somali, Minnesota student has come under fire for threatening to, quote, pop ICE agents in an expletive-laden viral social media rant.
Actually heard you guys pull up to ONNJ, the big O, and you pulled up when I was not there? Oh, so puss that shit, boy. You gonna get popped next time I see you at. Bring the whole cavalry. Yeah, boy, you guys are scared. Scared of the stingray, baby.
Yeah, sounds like some bravery juice he might have taken right before that. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Hassan Mohammed was blasted after he posted the anti-ICE tirade on social media where he vowed to shoot immigration agents the next time they show up in his neighborhood. After his clip sparked backlash, Mohammed posted a follow-up video Tuesday apologizing for his, quote, lapse in judgment. Yeah, that's what happens when you shit your pants when the FBI comes to your door at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm guessing. It is 7:06 right now, the moment that changed everything. Murder suspect Luigi Mangione is seen in newly released video moments before his arrest inside a Pennsylvania McDonald's last December. Police from Altoona, Pennsylvania confront Mangione, telling him somebody called in saying he looked suspicious.
I do. Okay. What's your name? Mark. What is it? Mark. Mark. Yes, sir. Mark what? Azoria. Azoria. Someone called tonight. They thought you were suspicious. Oh, I'm sorry. Is your ID on you? Yeah, yes, sir. I thought she looked like someone,
Now, he hands him, you could see there, a New Jersey driver's license with a fake name. Where he got it, who knows? When Mangione gave his real name, he was arrested. Mangione is charged with fatally shooting United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, a husband and father, on a Manhattan sidewalk. Shot him in the back, allegedly. 7:07, investigators say he admitted to strangling a woman in Atlantic City. I'll wait till there we go. I don't want to have the wrong face on camera. He admitted to allegedly strangling a woman in Atlantic City. Now a man faces 5 years behind bars as a result. 64-year-old Derek Lewis allegedly pleaded guilty to aggravated assault. Prosecutors say he admitted to punching and strangling the victim while she was in her car. This happened back in June. The woman was able to break free. She got help. Lewis' sentencing is scheduled for March. We don't have to say allegedly because he confessed to it at that point and he has been convicted. So he's sentenced. He will be sentenced in March. 7:08 right now. Hoboken's next mayor is speaking out after the current administration. Get this. The current administration in Hoboken, Bala, raised the Palestinian flag in front of City Hall this week. All right. Note to public officials. How about we limit the flags that we raise on municipal buildings to the United States flag, the flag of the state, and maybe the flag of your town? Maybe on Veterans Day you can do a veterans flag or a military flag. Other than that, I don't want to see a pride flag, and I'm gay. I don't want to see, if you have Italian Americans, I don't want to see an Italian flag. I want to see a frickin' American flag, a state flag, a city flag. Take all your other flags and shove them up your ass. You do not fly a Palestinian flag with a controversy. And Mayor Bala says, oh, this was not meant to form any kind of controversy. This wasn't a political statement. Yeah, we're all dumbasses, Mayor. Good riddance. Get the hell out. Mayor-elect Emily Jabor says Jewish residents were upset, and rightfully so. Did you fly a flag of Israel? No. Jewish residents were upset because the flag was raised on the anniversary of the First Intifada, which began December 9th, 1987. What did they do during the Intifada? They invaded Israel, tried to slaughter people. Current Mayor Ravi Bala says the flag raising was only meant to honor cultural heritage. You're an ass, Bala. Jabor says the process should include more community input. Yeah, you think? To ensure events are sensitive and inclusive. How about just keep it to the American flag, the state flag, and the flag of Hoboken? All right? The flag has since been removed. Smart. 709. New Jersey's launched its annual holiday impaired driving crackdown under the program Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over. This year, 125 police agencies received just over 700,000 grants to fund additional patrols and sobriety checkpoints through January 1st. If you drink or want to use a substance of some sort, which you're not supposed to do in public anyway, substance of any kind, alcohol or not, please arrange a sober ride to avoid any risk. The era of car share, ride share services, there's no excuse. The problem is a large number of impaired drivers today are not drunk. They're stoned. They're stoned on pot, and there's no roadside test for it. So Mothers Against Driving Drunk or drunk driving, whatever, excuse me, and I mean no disrespect. I just don't want to confuse it. They have fought over the years to get every drunk driver who so much as had a glass of wine at a wedding thrown in jail for 100 years. What are you doing, Mad? What are you doing about these stoned potheads? Nothing. You're doing nothing. Why? Because I think a lot of you are liberals, and the liberals are for legalized marijuana, so you're not doing anything. So you got over a fourth, between a fourth and a third of the people who get into a fatal accident are stoned, not drunk. But where is Mothers Against Drunk Driving for that? No, instead they want to take the white-collar worker and his wife who are at a wedding and they have a glass of wine. And listen, I am not advocating drinking and driving. In fact, I don't do any substance at all. I don't do alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke pot. I don't do anything. All right? So I'm not advocating driving drunk or stoned. In fact, just the opposite. And yes, you should be punished. But I want to know where the punishment is for people who are stoned with pot. You have none. There's no way of judging them. There's no way to judge them. There's no roadside test. So you liberals were all fast about legalizing people smoking pot all over the place. You got the stink of armpit sweat and pot everywhere, but you haven't figured out a way to find out if somebody is driving stoned. Maybe you should figure that out before you legalize marijuana use in public. It is 33 degrees right now, northern New Jersey, 30 degrees in Trenton. Mostly sunny and windy today, highs in the low to mid-30s. Maybe a flake of snow on the way this week. Meteorologist Mike Favetta will return with your full Garden State forecast. We'll take your calls too, 888-658-0234. Then I turn on the system over here, 888-658-0234. There we go. You're watching New Jersey Mornings. Don't go away.
Play it like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Etch your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play it like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Our Stable Life, New Jersey's first equine wellness center. Are you or a loved one suffering from PTSDs, trauma, or life challenges? Consider non-riding equine therapy, where the soul is touched by the presence of a horse with a certified counselor. Our Stable Life is a non-profit at Bergen Equestrian Center in Leonia, New Jersey. We partner with individuals, groups, and agencies to help people recover from addiction, trauma, phobias, and more. Explore equine therapy for healing. BergenEquestrianCenter.com.
At AmeriHealth, we understand what's important to you. It's why we offer some of the lowest cost health plans in New Jersey, with access to one of the state's largest networks of doctors and hospitals. Plus, with free 24/7 virtual care, you can see a doctor anytime and anywhere. And we're committed to giving back to help make a difference in our communities. Learn more at AmeriHealth.com. A health plan for everyone.
Hello and welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings for your Thursday. I'm Ken Rosato. It is 7:15. We'll take calls at 888-658-0234. Meteorologist Mike Favetta with the Garden State forecast.
Weather is brought to you by Audio Nova, your hearing experts.
Mike, one thing I think I did hear was that you had snow in the forecast somewhere.
Yeah, there is. It's the big S word, and it's coming this weekend.
Holy
There might even be a few flurries around today. So if you're into the snow, I know Pam, our director, saw it yesterday up in her hometown in northwestern Jersey. So gotta play it nice for all in New Jersey. Make sure everybody gets a little bit of what they want. And I think that will be the case into the next few days with the cold weather here. We're back to chill with highs today climbing just above the freezing mark. We're starting around freezing, but temperatures don't really go anywhere thanks to that air temperature dropping over the afternoon, making it feel even colder later on tonight. So the wind chill, big problems by this time tomorrow morning. We're waking up what will feel like 0 up in Sussex at 7 a.m. on your Friday, 1 on the Green in Morristown, and 10 in Newark. So remember how on Monday and Tuesday we had that absolutely frigid weather earlier this week? Well, we're back to that yet again tomorrow. Teens down the shore. Plenty of chill weather lasts with less wind through Saturday, but it's still cold, and it stays that way even through Sunday, with Sunday morning back in the single digits in northwestern New Jersey, but enough of a little bit of a light accumulation of snow, say south of Tom's River, that could be in the forecast by Sunday, late morning, early afternoon. I'll get to that part of the forecast in just a bit. Very windy today, a little bit calmer tomorrow, but back to the winds by Saturday with another round of those gusts. You see them here, especially for the afternoon as the next round of wintry weather moves in. And Sunday afternoon could be quite gusty as well. So a lot of people say it's not so much the cold, it's the wind that makes it feel that much harsher. And yeah, that's certainly the case today. The clouds and radar picture quiet right now, but there will be some snow showers developing here off to the north and west. You see them here. They're directly from the lakes. And these lake effect snows are working their way across Pennsylvania right now, heading into New Jersey, specifically northern New Jersey by this afternoon. So we could see a few rounds of those little blips of blue here on the screen. Look at where they're coming from, the Great Lakes, and that will allow for a quick flurry burst by 5 o'clock, maybe put down a quick coating with a snow squall warning potentially throughout the evening. And they last for maybe a few minutes, maybe up to an hour. Could give a light crusty accumulation on the car tops, briefly create near whiteout conditions, and then we're back to the clearing for tonight into tomorrow. For Sunday, look at what happens here. The snow moves in from the south and west, primarily affecting places south and east of the turnpike. That's different for a change. Usually we see the snow on the other side of the turnpike, but it could be upwards of a light accumulation down to Atlantic City and Cape May, and that lasts for a better part of the morning, clearing up by the afternoon, and then clear sky into next week. So more cold air on the way after that light round of snow for the shore points on Sunday. High, Ken, of only 32 degrees.
A high of 32 degrees.
Yeah.
I just got a little shiver up my spine when you said that. Sorry. Thank you, Mike. No, I have no phobias or anything of the cold. No, none. When I was heavier, before I lived in Florida, I made Pam look like a hater of the cold. I loved the cold. And I think primarily I was warm because of the weight and everything. And so I just wanted cold, right? I go to Florida, come back, I lose weight. I'm always feeling cold, even in the hot weather, like a 90-year-old. Give me a shawl and a sweater. You gotta wear gloves, or you'll get sick.
That's it.
That's me now. I'm that guy now. And so I just always feel cold. So like 80 degrees, bring it on. Bring it on. That'll make me feel just a chill as opposed to cold. So there we have it. All right, Mike. I have no issues at all. We'll check back with you in a little bit. I appreciate you, sir. No, none. None that a couple of psychiatrists couldn't help with a bottle of Xanax. 32 degrees right now, northern New Jersey, 30 degrees in Renton. It's 31 degrees now in Cape May. In terms of traffic, we have a lot of it. We have a crash on the Garden State Parkway southbound north exit 136, Stiles Street in Cranford. Look at that. All lanes are open. There's a vehicle on the right shoulder up ahead. You can kind of make it out on the upper right side. That's why they're all hitting the brakes right now. But that's on Garden State Parkway in Cranford. All lanes open, vehicle on right shoulder. We have a crash at Route 17 northbound by Passaic Street in Rochelle Park. The camera's out, otherwise we would show you. The right lane is closed there. That's causing a mess in that area. Over to, let's see, we have a crash on I-78. I-78 eastbound west of the Turnpike Toll Plaza in Newark. Look at this mess. The 2 left lanes of 3 lanes and the ramp lane all closed. That's causing quite a mess, I-78 right now. We have a traffic signal down Route 38 eastbound east of Nixon Drive in Morristown. That's Moorestown, not Morristown. Morristown is to the south. Left lane closed there. Back to the Garden State Parkway, we have debris, or I like to call it debris. Debris on the Garden State Parkway southbound north of exit 82A, Route 37 west and Toms River. All lanes open. Apparently it is, sorry folks, a deer carcass, but it's blocking the entire right lane. It's causing people to swerve as they go by, and that's causing a lot of traffic. Hudson River crossing's all mess. It is a gridlock alert day in Manhattan right now. The Lincoln Tunnel is 35 minutes in. Holland Tunnel is 25 to 30. And the GWB upper lower levels very heavy, but moving. That's about 10 to 15 miles an hour, believe it or not. That's not bad. That's going to cost you about 40 minutes in at this hour. 7:21. And New Jersey Democrat state lawmakers. This is what happens when you vote Democrat, folks. The Democrat state lawmakers have voted to hike the gas tax by 4.2 cents a gallon. You're going to say, oh, how much is that? It's going to cost the average person about $100 a year. It's $100 of your pocket times how many people? All right, 4.2 cents a gallon. That's effective January 1st. Now, it's funny how they hike gas tax prices just as President Trump got gas prices to go down. So as the cost per gallon of gas came down, the state said, well, okay, before people notice the decrease in Trump's gas prices, let's increase the price by tacking on a higher tax. So you'll be paying exactly the same at the pump, but the amount that goes to the gas company is less, and the amount that goes into the liberals in Trenton's pockets goes up. You see the game? So now when New Jersey people say, wait, I don't notice a reduction in gas prices, it's because the state raised the tax just as Trump got the gas prices to come down. See what asses they are? And they're doing it on your dime. You're the jackass who voted for the Democrats, and you now have to pay. So the increase applies, by the way, both gasoline and diesel, meaning everybody who transports anything by truck or vehicle of any kind, Amazon, etc., they're going to pass on that expense to you. They're not going to eat it. They're going to say, well, we'll just have to eat that and go out of business. That's not the way it works, dope. You are the one who has to pay 10% more, 5% more for everything from the food you eat that was delivered by truck that traveled on diesel or gas to the gifts you give at Christmas time. So under the new rate, the gas tax in New Jersey will reach an astounding almost 50 cents per gallon. That is huge. That's like 15 to 20% of every dollar you spend on gas in New Jersey goes just to New Jersey tax, let alone federal and local, because local municipalities can tack on their own few cents too. That is a crazy amount. Why do you keep voting Democrat? Do you realize that we are now one of the highest gas tax states in America? We used to be the lowest. The hike was triggered because people drove less last year, they say. So because you did the right thing, the environmentalists said, don't drive, save Mother Earth. So you did the right thing, you drove less. And now they said, oh, we made less money in the coffers, so now we have to charge you more. You see the way it works? They're assholes. And you're an asshole if you vote for them. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. You're a nice person. Don't vote for them. Stop voting Democrat. So to make more money, people still driving have to make up the difference. Just to remind you, when Republicans ran the state of New Jersey, we had some of the lowest fuel prices in the country because we had almost no gas tax. You get Democrats in power when Democrats control all. They control the House, the Senate, or I should say the Assembly, the Senate, the governorship, the Supreme Court, the U.S. Congress, 9 of 12, the 2 U.S. Senate seats. They control it all, even the top 15 largest cities in the state of New Jersey, all run by liberal Democrats. And then you wonder why this happens. Go down to Florida, gas prices are lower than New Jersey. And by the way, you have to transport the fuel farther to get to Florida. And in spite of that, the gas prices are lower. Go figure. 724, an 86-year-old man died after being struck by a vehicle in Millville while crossing the street to check his mailbox. The man was rushed to Cooper University Hospital. He was pronounced dead the following evening. The driver, not hurt, remained at the scene. Police say he did not appear impaired. No charges were filed, and the crash is still under investigation. Anyone with information on this should call police. 725, and New Jersey is reminding drivers of its remove it before you go laws. If there's any snow or ice on your car, you have to get it off the car before you drive, because if you drive and the ice and snow comes flying off and hurts somebody or hits their car and damages it, you could be fined a lot. So don't let that happen. Just sweep it all off your car before you take off. Belleville kicked off the holiday season with a surprise snowfall at its annual Christmas tree lighting as machines blanketed the crowd with snow. Families gathered on the Belleville High School lawn. Kids skated on a new synthetic ice rink. Free hot chocolate and photos with Santa and Mrs. Claus added to the atmosphere. More than 3,000 people showed up and enjoyed the food trucks, performers, and farm animals. Folks from the neighborhood said the night got everybody in the holiday spirit. The Port Authority is expanding its tap and go fare payment system for path service. The new tap card would store rider data in the cloud, allowing for smoother access. Riders who register their cards online will get a $5 credit as Path pushes the switch from the Metro Card and SmartLink, I should say. Metro Card sales and refills will end the end of this month. And 7 RWJ Barnabas Health maternity hospitals have named high performing in U.S. News & World Report's 2026 Best Hospitals for Maternity Care. Jersey City Medical Center joins 6 sister hospitals recognized for strong outcomes in various maternity practices. The designation is the highest awarded in the annual maternity study, which evaluated nearly 900 hospitals nationwide. RWJ Barnabas hospitals were also among the first in the state to use evidence-based methods like Team Birth NJ and centering pregnancy. 727 right now, and it is not bad today at all. Meteorologist Mike Favetta is saying it's going to be sunny, windy, though. That's the thing. Highs in the low to mid-30s, but the wind will make it feel colder than that. We could see a flurry or 3 before the end of the week, so beware of that. Phone lines wide open right now. Don't be a chicken. Call us up, 888-658-0234. 888-658-0234. You're watching On New Jersey Morning, seen daily at ONNJ.com, Roku, Fire TV, News On, Samsung TV Plus, Apple TV, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Now we stream live on Substack, Rumble, Twitch, and Local Now. Again, it's On New Jersey Morning. Tell all your friends about us if you love us, and if you don't like us, just keep it our little secret. It's you and me, if you know what I mean. We're coming right back. Don't go away.
Play it like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Put your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Our Stable Life, New Jersey's first Equine Wellness Center. Are you or a loved one suffering from PTSDs, trauma, or life challenges? Consider non-riding equine therapy, where the soul is touched by the presence of a horse with a certified counselor. Our Stable Life is non-profit at Bergen Equestrian Center in Leonia, New Jersey. We partner with individuals, groups, and agencies to help people recover from addiction, trauma, phobias, and more. Explore equine therapy for healing. BergenEquestrianCenter.com.
At AmeriHealth, we understand what's important to you. It's why we offer some of the lowest cost health plans in New Jersey, with access to one of the state's largest networks of doctors and hospitals. Plus, with free 24/7 virtual care, you can see a doctor anytime and anywhere. We're committed to giving back to help make a difference in our communities. Learn more at AmeriHealth.com. A health plan for everyone.
Very good morning. It is 33 degrees at 7:30, Thursday, December 11th, 2025. I'm Ken Rosato. Welcome back to On New Jersey Morning. Sunny, windy today, highs low to mid-30s. Meteorologist Mike Favetta has the detailed Garden State forecast.
Weather is brought to you by Audio Nova, your hearing experts.
So today's not so bad, but don't let the sunshine fool you, right? The wind is going to make a little nippy dip at your nose.
Yeah, really big winds. I watched the garbage can roll down the street this morning as I was having my
I'm missing
coffee.
my lid. It's funny. I'm sorry to interrupt. Funny you say that. I looked out to see if they picked up the garbage yet, and I noticed one of my lids is gone. So I'm that guy now. The lid is probably at my neighbor's house down the block. Sorry.
I mean,
I'll
these
go
are
take care of
40
that right
mile
now.
per hour gusts. All right, you gotta take care of that. Very, very gusty winds, and this is the type of wind that's gonna last throughout the afternoon, blowing primarily from the north and west, and with temperatures that will try to make it just above freezing today. It's gonna feel so much colder into the afternoon hours. Sunshine throughout this afternoon, but again, a whole lot of cold. Right now, the winds are howling up in Hackensack, 31 mile per hour gusts for you, 29 mile per hour gusts in Newark, and 22 mile per hour gusts in Ship Bottom, 30 mile per hour gusts in Toms River. So it's all the cold with the wind far from the average high of 46 degrees. Notice a few of these lake effect snows starting to enter the picture here. They will be across New Jersey by this afternoon. Futurecast puts them upon us, say around 3, 4 o'clock at the earliest. They primarily work their way across Route 80, Route 78 there, the northern sections of the state, and may give us quick coating on the car tops or grassy surfaces as those bursts of flurries or snow squalls come down later today. We're back to the cold for tomorrow, another harsh morning, not as windy tomorrow, but the winds come back for Saturday. And with that, a couple of extra clouds, maybe a few flurries there as well. And it's just a cold start to the weekend all around. The finish to the weekend will be another round of snow, primarily south and east of the turnpike for the coastal neighborhoods. You may pick up a little bit of a late accumulation going into the morning. So you see Friday, we have a storm that goes way to our south. It's too cold for snow here. But by Sunday morning, you see this one rides along the coast and primarily impacts, say, places like Cape May, Atlantic County, right up through Ocean and Monmouth, and then zips out quickly. So I don't think there'll be much of an accumulation there, but it's good to know, given that it'll happen the early side of the day on Sunday. And then the impacts might be felt through the afternoon with the lingering accumulation. 32, that's it. That's a high on Sunday afternoon. Monday, even colder. We do not make it even above freezing. And then we're back to 34 by Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, it stays cold all around with the shore points. A better chance of that snow throughout the early morning into the midday, and then cold and clear going into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that cold shot sticks around at least for the next weekend.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. It's 33 degrees now, northern New Jersey, 30 degrees in Trenton. We take a look at some of the traffic in the area, and we go to a local street. Well, it's quasi-local here, quasi-local, quasi-highway. This is in Moorestown, Moores. We always have to emphasize not Morristown. But yeah, there it is. You see the flashing traffic light there. So this is a traffic light, a traffic signal down on Route 38. It's impacting both directions east of Nixon Drive, Moorestown Township. The left lane, 3 lanes closed. So it's actually right beyond that. And kind of look at the very top. You see how things clutter up? And I know that right now it doesn't look so bad, but that will get worse in the next half hour because there is a community. You can kind of see where the trees are going up and down. It looks like some emergency vehicles actually there right now. So that's in Moorestown, New Jersey. We have a crash on US 1 southbound south of Route 30 in North Brunswick. The left lane, 3 lanes closed there. We have a crash on Route 17 reported now northbound Passaic Street, Rochelle Park Township, right lane closed. And we have a crash over at the Garden State Parkway southbound. This is north of exit 136 Stiles Street in Cranford. All lanes open, vehicle on the right shoulder, but it's causing the delays you see there. Over to I-78, we have a crash with injuries reported right now, and that is eastbound, west of the Turnpike Toll Plaza, Newark. 2 lanes of the 3 lanes and the exit ramp closed. And back to the Garden State Parkway, we have debris in the southbound side, north of exit 82A, Route 37 in Toms River. Just avoid that. People are swerving to get away from that. Your approaches to the Hudson River right now, the Lincoln is going to cost you 35 minutes in all volume. With this gridlock alert day in Manhattan today, the Holland's going to cost you 25 to 30, and GWB upper and lower levels still very heavy. It's going to be about 40 minutes, 40 to 45 actually in. It's a little better on the upper than the lower. Upper's on the right, lower's on the left. 7:35. The Federal Reserve delivered big financial news announcing yet another interest rate cut of 25 basis points, or 0.25% interest. It is its third cut in just 4 months. Little too late, though. They should have done this last year. This latest rate cut, the Fed has pushed down the federal funds rate to a range of 3.5% to 3.75%. That is the lowest since November of 2022. That's the rate at which the federal banks, the national banks, lend money to other private banks. So this could translate to lower mortgage rates, lower car loan rates, even lower credit card rates, and it's hoped this will help further stimulate economic growth. 7:36, a Somali, Minnesota college student has come under fire for threatening to, quote, pop ICE agents in an expletive-laden viral social media rant.
I actually heard you guys pull up to ONNJ, the big O, and you pulled up when I was not there? Y'all so puss-ass shit, boy. You gonna get popped next time I see your ass. Bring the whole cavalry. Yeah, boy, you guys are scared. Scared of the stingray, baby. Woo.
Yeah, you skinny little bony moron that you are. That is Hassan Muhammad. He thought he was a tough ass until the feds got hold of that video and probably paid a little visit to him. You and your family were welcome to the United States as refugees from Somalia 40-something years ago. Came here. They stayed. And by the way, Somalia's fine right now. Why don't you go the hell home? Yeah, you can. That sounds racist. No, they're not citizens. Okay, they were here on a special refugee status because there was a Somali civil war, which apparently is still going on. The civil war is going on 50 years. Maybe it's their issue. And maybe we shouldn't be giving money, aid to the government if they can't provide a residence that is safe for their people. Most of Somalia is apparently not safe, but there are parts that are. So I invite you and your family, Hassan, to go home. Go home to Somalia instead of staying here and ranting against U.S. legal law enforcement. So Mr. Hassan Muhammad was blasted after he posted the anti-ICE tirade on social media where he vowed to, quote, shoot immigration agents the next time they showed up in his neighborhood. Yeah. After that the clip sparked backlash, Muhammad posted a follow-up video, on Tuesday, apologizing for his lapse in judgment. Maybe a little visit from ICE agents will change your mind there, Muhammad. Twice. 7:38, a Somali, Minnesota college student. We just did that. I'm sorry about that. We talk about now we got the wrong one. Let's go to Mangione if we could. The moment that changed everything. Murder suspect Luigi Mangione is seen in newly released video moments before his arrest inside a Pennsylvania McDonald's last December. Police in Altoona, Pennsylvania confront Mangione, telling him somebody called in saying he looks suspicious. Listen up.
Yes, appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. What's your name? Mark. What is it? Mark? Yes, sir. Mark what? The lawyer. All right. Someone called. They thought you were suspicious. Oh, I'm sorry. Your ID on you? Yes, sir. Thanks. I thought she looked like someone, feel good.
Now, if that driver's license looks familiar, that was a New Jersey driver's license. The question is, why did Mangione hand them a New Jersey driver's license? He doesn't live in New Jersey. He handed them a New Jersey driver's license with a fake name. That's what they tell us. We have no reason to doubt them. But everybody's innocent until proven guilty, right? When Mangione gave his real name, he was arrested. Pardon me. Mangione is charged with fatally shooting United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. A husband and a father shot him in the back allegedly on a Manhattan sidewalk. And of course, his defense team is trying to get the whole case thrown out now, saying that whatever he may have confessed is not admissible because he wasn't read his Miranda rights. If that is allowed to stand, then there is no justice in this country. I'm sorry. You have videotape. We'll see what happens. It is 7:40 right now, and this is a story that will have you scratching your head. You know how many times you have people, the father in a relationship of the husband doesn't have sperm that is viable, etc., and so there are sperm donors or women who decide to have children later in life. Okay, this happened in the UK. Sperm from a donor who unknowingly carried a cancer-causing gene has been used to conceive nearly 200 babies across Europe. Some children conceived using the sperm already died from this rare cancer. Geneticists say the vast majority of those who inherited the gene will develop cancer in their lifetimes. So here these women went there to try to have a whole new life, their baby, have a baby, etc. And these babies are born, have cancer, and die a horrible death. The man's sperm has been used by women trying to conceive for 17 years across a number of countries. Here's a suggestion to the sperm bank. Don't let one source be the end-all be-all donating 1 million times. How about you donate once or twice, you're done. Leave it alone to prevent something like this from happening. Staying in England, scientists in England found tiny specks of something called pyrite, Pyrite, that's a type of iron, at a 400,000-year-old archaeological site where Neanderthals lived. Pyrite is used to create sparks to light a fire. They chip the two rocks together, that makes sparks with dry wood, and that causes fire. This is 400,000 years ago, so it appears the archaic humans were the world's first to use fire to survive. The site is located in eastern England, and the discovery suggests the key human brain development began far earlier than previously thought. And to remember comedian Andy Dick, he's apparently having some major issues, and we wish him well. Comedian Andy Dick suffered an apparent overdose after he was found slumped over on the stairs of a building in Hollywood, California. Tuesday, eyewitnesses told TMZ that several of Dick's friends ran over to him and tried to revive him. They had to use the medication Narcan. That's for opioid overdose. The 59-year-old chose not to go to the hospital when he came back, but addiction is a horrible thing. Whether you like him, hate him, whatever, no human being deserves to go out like that. And we hope that he gets the help he needs. 7:42. When we come back, he went from jail, bankruptcy, even a near-death experience before age 25 to becoming a successful entrepreneur, financial expert, keynote speaker, now an author. We'll tell you all about it. Mostly sunny, windy day, highs low to mid-30s. Meteorologist Mike Favetta returns for the full Garden State forecast. You're watching on New Jersey Mornings. We're back to.
Play like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Etch your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play it like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Our Stable Life, New Jersey's first equine wellness center. Are you or a loved one suffering from PTSDs, trauma, or life challenges? Consider non-riding equine therapy, where the soul is touched by the presence of a horse with a certified counselor. Our Stable Life is a non-profit at Bergen Equestrian Center in Leonia, New Jersey. We partner with individuals, groups, and agencies to help people recover from addiction, trauma, phobias, and more. Explore equine therapy for healing. BergenEquestrianCenter.com.
At AmeriHealth, we understand what's important to you. It's why we offer some of the lowest cost health plans in New Jersey, with access to one of the state's largest networks of doctors and hospitals. Plus, with free 24/7 virtual care, you can see a doctor anytime and anywhere. And we're committed to giving back to help make a difference in our communities. Learn more at AmeriHealth.com. A health plan for everyone.
Welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings. I'm Ken Rosato at 7:45, taking calls at 888-658-0234. Meteorologist Mike Vivetta has the full Garden State forecast.
Weather is brought to you by Audio Nova, your hearing experts.
All right, so Mike, I ran upstairs looking for the lid to one of my 4 garbage
Uh-oh.
bins. I can't find it. It's
Okay.
somewhere. I think it went to Secaucus, and I'm nowhere near Secaucus.
Perhaps. Yeah, just find it on the train tracks. Who knows? So much cold air today. You might see things blowing by children, just blown down the street on their way to school with those gusty winds. That's the purple shade you see here offshore with some gale force gusts. That's the advisory that'll be present through this afternoon. Very cold air, super cold air, in fact. That currently the air temperature of 28 degrees up in Sussex and 35 over in Long Branch makes it feel so much colder. It feels like the teens across most of New Jersey. 19 up in Hackensack, 18 in Flemington, and maybe the garbage lives already by Newark right now at 22 degrees. So as our forecast brings back so much cold weather today, gusts remain high. You see these blotches of red. Look at that, a 35 mile per hour gust in Flemington. And these are not the peak gusts that happened overnight. It was gustier. This is right now at 7:46 this morning, 29 mile per hour winds in Toms River, 37 mile per hour winds over in Atlantic City. So the winds remain high as the temperature keeps dropping throughout this morning. The rain ended late last night, so we're back to the dry weather today, but there will be a few rounds of flurries that happen across northern New Jersey. You can see them here on Futurecast coming through probably around 3-4 o'clock. These are actually lake effect snows. That's how strong these winds are from the north and west, blowing down some of that lake effect snow into northern New Jersey and beyond, and stays cold into tonight. So that could promote a quick flurry burst or a snow squall into this evening's rush. Keep an eye to the sky for that. Then we're back to another round of light flurries on Saturday, but the accumulating snow comes in on Sunday. That happens late Sunday, not Saturday night into early Sunday morning, lasting into the early afternoon. We have snowfall accumulations for you for southern New Jersey. Coming up with your next weather update, Ken, in just a few minutes.
All right, sir. And you say it with such glee, I might add. Glee. Glee
Gusto.
from Mike. All right, sir. Thank you very much, Mike. It is 33 degrees northern New Jersey, 30 in Trenton, and it's 30 degrees also in Vineland right now. It's 7:48. We look at our traffic, and we start out on 287. We have a crash on 287 northbound, just south exit 2, Route 27 Edison. 2 left lanes of the 4 lanes closed, and look at the absolute mess we have there as a result. Over to you. Let's see. That's over to Route 38. We have traffic signal down Route 38 affecting both directions east of Nixon Drive in Moorestown Township. We showed you that a while ago. The left lane, 3 lanes closed. Now to the Garden State Parkway. We have 2 issues right now on the Garden State. Let's show this. First one is a crash on the Garden State southbound north of exit 136. This is Stiles Street in Cranford. All lanes open at a vehicle in the right shoulder, kind of at the very top where their brake lights are all coming on. Further south, way down south at Toms River, we have a crash of property damage and a vehicle off the roadway on Garden State there. Northbound by the Toms River Toll Plaza in Dover, all lanes open there as well. Now we have a crash on US 1 southbound by Route 30 North Brunswick with the left lane of 3 lanes closed. Oh, another issue. Further south on the Garden State Parkway, we have debris on the Garden State southbound, and that is by, let's see, it just popped off the screen. They're updating it. Maybe they just cleaned it up. Nope. Debris on the Garden State Parkway southbound north of exit 82A, Route 37 west in Toms River. That's in the right lane. There's apparently an animal carcass. Sorry to share that, but that's causing everybody to swerve to avoid it. And you know what happens on the roadways. Everybody's hitting their brakes. The Hudson River crossings right now, Lincoln and Holland, both 30 minutes into Manhattan. This is a gridlock alert day in Manhattan. That's going to be the case right through January, well, let's say December 31st at least, not January 1st. That's usually light. So just beware of that. Try to take mass transit. GWE upper and lower levels, we have heavy traffic, but it is moving. This is actually better than expected on this kind of a day. We're talking 40 minutes in. Not such a bad option right now, the GWB. It is 7:50, and as we count down to 2026, many people are thinking about change. Well, Joel Steele went from jail, bankruptcy, even a near-death experience before age 25 to becoming a successful entrepreneur, financial expert, keynote speaker, and now the author of Life Switch: How to Experience the Power of Living On. Joel is also pledging to donate $1 million to charity if his book sells 1 million copies. So let's help him. Good morning to Joel. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Nice to have you back on. Hey, listen, Joel, tell everybody what flipping the switch means.
It means not letting yourself go the further we go into this holiday season. Living on, having a clear destination and working towards it. If you're living off, you're just kind of stumbling around in the dark, trying to feel your way through things, and you're seeing what happens versus making things happen. So this time of year, I want people to be thinking about something that might go against the grain of what they're already doing. And it's as time's going on closer to Christmas and New Year's, they're eating more holiday treats. They're not working out. They're letting themselves go. And they're saying to themselves, maybe lying to themselves, hey, I'll change this all on New Year's. And so you build up all these resolutions and you stack the deck against you. So I want to tell people to not let yourself go. Actually, you want to do the opposite. You want to start to build momentum as we get closer to the new year so you can launch out of a cannon and already have some positive activity at your back.
Yeah, I'm with you. Listen, I think we talked about this before. I'm half of the weight that I was 20 years ago. I used to be 360. I'm about one. Actually, today I'm upset because I'm 188. I should be 185, 186. But because of what you're talking about, I'm only up 2 pounds in the last month. I'm stopping right there. So today I have an increased workout set and I have my diet mapped out for the day. Rather than wait till 2 pounds becomes 10 pounds, I will nip 2 pounds in the bud in a few days. So that way, you're right. By the end of the year, I'm not going to be 10 pounds in the hole. I'll be zero. I'll be flat. But that's so important, right? To catch things before they get crazy.
Yeah, you want to give yourself a running head start. So just picture that, a running head start. If you're in a race, you're ahead of everyone else. And so I want you to remember two things to do as we get closer to the holidays and the new year. And they are, again, to build momentum and plan activity, whatever that activity is for you. So if you want to get your finances in order, make an appointment with a financial advisor or plan an appointment with yourself to sit down if you're going to do your own finances. Decide what investments you're going to go into, how much money you're going to budget and save. You want to work out, get in shape next year? Start doing some things now. Build a routine so you don't start on day one on January 1. It makes it like you're standing at the base of a mountain looking up and it's overwhelming. So get cracking now. So when you show up to the gym on January 2nd and 3rd, you've already built a streak, momentum. You're doing what you've already been training to do. So use this time now to plan what you want next year to look like. And then you have that momentum kind of like a good way going downhill. And you look around, you'll see people falling off, but you're going to keep going because you're building a streak and you're building momentum. And that's how you make positive change.
What is the difference between a resolution and a life switch?
Your resolution is an idea or a thought. Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get in good shape. A life switch is something you feel. Everyone has a life switch. And when you flip it on, you feel it almost like electricity running through your body. You get emotions that you maybe don't feel through the normal day, Monday through Friday, adrenaline, excitement. You might get sweaty palms, feel a little bit uncomfortable. These things remind you that you are alive and you are so capable to use everything at your disposal to make your life look like the way you want it to look like. So that's why I talk about you can either choose, and you are choosing, to live an ordinary life or an extraordinary life. But you have to make the decision and then decide, okay, this is what I want and this is how I'm going to do it. So every day, all day, we're making choices. When you flip the switch on, you make that choice that I'm going to do this and no one and nothing is going to stop me, especially myself, because we're oftentimes our own worst enemy.
And you've pledged to donate $1 million to charity if Life Switch sells 1 million copies. So talk about how you're doing with that.
It's going really well. It's been out for about 6 weeks. And the book is a great example because if you're thinking about inspiration and motivation, don't wait until January 1st. Get a book now. Start to read. Again, get a running head start. But if the book sells 1 million copies, which is absolutely the goal, every 1 million copies it sells, I'm donating $1 million to charity. If you go to my website, bookjoelsteele.com, you can vote for a charity. You can buy the book, but you'll see what I'm about and what the book's about. But everyone wants to do good this time of year. That's why people give little donations here and there. But we are going to be able to donate 7 figures to people that want the help and need the help just by buying the book, reading the book. So it's a goal that is something that I came up with that I don't believe has ever been done before, but we're all going to do it together. And that's powerful. And that's a great way to go into the new year, doing something amazing like that.
That's quite. Think about it, or think about purchasing the book as a donation. It's not tax deductible, but it is a donation in essence because that could result in a huge donation. So that's a very, very good thing. You had quite the journey yourself, sir, from deep lows to a high that includes becoming part of an NBA championship organization. So, what is the mindset shift that makes the steps like that possible?
Yeah, it's again the choice, right? The switch flips on, and then it's taking advantage of your 3 Ps. Everyone has these. 3 Ps are potential, which people are not living up to for themselves, which should be a crime. There's passion, which everybody has a passion, even if it's a silly passion. There's something you love to do and that you're good at. And then the third part is purpose. Businesses have mission statements, but people don't. People just wander around and they see what happens. So you want to define what your purpose is because there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you were born. And so when you figure that out and you start to live out that purpose, you will feel an amazing, electrifying feeling. And that is living with the switch on.
And what is the biggest misconception people need to leave behind in 2025?
That the solution to all their problems and the answer to everything is out there. It's in here. Everything you need is within you. You are pre-wired. Everybody is pre-wired for success, fulfillment. You've got to get more from yourself by learning how you're wired to get the most from the outside world around you.
All right. Give us our website again.
It's bookjoelsteele.com.
bookjoelsteele.com. The book is called Life Switch, How to Experience the Power of Living On. Author Joel Steele, success story. Follow the example if you want to be one yourself. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. Very happy holiday season to you, Joel. Good to have you on.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you, sir. It is 7:57 now, and when we come back, what do you get when you combine hypnosis and improv? We will show you. Plus, we'll take your calls at 888-658-0234. Sunshine today. Very windy, though. Highs in the low to mid-30s. The full Garden State forecast in just a minute. You're watching on New Jersey Mornings. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Play it like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Etch your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play it like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Our Stable Life, New Jersey's first equine wellness center. Are you or a loved one suffering from PTSDs, trauma, or life challenges? Consider non-riding equine therapy, where the soul is touched by the presence of a horse with a certified counselor. Our Stable Life is a non-profit at Bergen Equestrian Center in Leonia, New Jersey. We partner with individuals, groups, and agencies to help people recover from addiction, trauma, phobias, and more. Explore equine therapy for healing. BergenEquestrianCenter.com.
At AmeriHealth, we understand what's important to you. It's why we offer some of the lowest cost health plans in New Jersey, with access to one of the state's largest networks of doctors and hospitals. Plus, with free 24/7 virtual care, you can see a doctor anytime and anywhere. And we're committed to giving back to help make a difference in our communities. Learn more at AmeriHealth.com. A health plan for everyone.
Well, hello. Just one day closer to Christmas we are. It is 8 a.m. Thursday, December 11th, 2025. Welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings. I'm Ken Rosato taking calls at 888-658-0234. Just curious, do you have all your Christmas shopping done, your Hanukkah shopping done? You're like in a mixed family like our Pam is and I am, and we have Jews and Christians together. You have to buy for everybody, right? But it's a good thing. We have a lot of joy in our family for that. So give us a call, 888-658-0234. Sunshine windy today, highs in the low mid-30s. Meteorologist Mike Favette has a check of the Garden State forecast.
Weather is brought to you by Audio Nova, your hearing experts.
Hello, sir. How are you doing with your Christmas shopping? For those who don't realize, Mike in the last year has moved. He has a baby. He has a doggy. And amazingly, you're one of the most organized human beings I know. And he has well, not more than a wife and baby, but you also have a business. And when
Sure.
you do this little show thing every day, I don't know how you manage. I'm tired of just talking about it.
I live and die by my calendar. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist, right? That's what they say. If you didn't take a photo, well, what is the phrase? I don't know. I need to have another cup of coffee. But that's what keeps you going. It's the espresso that keeps you going throughout the day. We need a coffee sponsor on this show because it's what fuels on New Jersey mornings, right, Ken?
Yes, I'm with you.
It really
Coffee
does.
sponsor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get
Excuse me
there.
to
We'll
take a
get there.
sip.
Well, whatever your bean of choice today, we start off very chilly this morning. You need a big hot cup of coffee to keep you warm on a day like today, especially with those winds right now, making the 36 in Point Long Branch and 37 in Point Pleasant feel more like the 20s right now, and it stays cold over the next several hours. The wind chill dropping down to near zero, or actually getting to zero by tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. in Sussex. 1 degree above zero on the Green in Morristown, and 10 only this time tomorrow over in Newark and Hackensack. So plenty of cold weather lasting throughout the day. Even though the winds aren't as strong tomorrow, the winds come back Saturday with a few flurries around, and then Sunday morning back down with the single-digit wind chills and some light accumulating snow across Monmouth, Ocean County, and Point South. So there will be another round of wintry weather that comes in after, of course, these winds start to relax. It's a very gusty day today, not as windy tomorrow. You can see here by tomorrow evening, the winds relax, and then they start to come back by Saturday night into Sunday morning with our next round of wintry weather. So we had our rain yesterday. That's long gone. Now clear sky for most of the day today, but flakes and flurries are in the forecast with some of these lake effect snows driving down some snow squalls into northern New Jersey later today. You'll see them pop up here on the map across northern New Jersey, kind of these like stripes of blue that briefly bring down visibility, maybe put a quick coating on grassy surfaces and car tops. That happens between, say, 3 and 6 p.m., maybe a 1 or 2 hour window of that light accumulation. We're dry throughout the overnight into tomorrow. Saturday brings back a little bit of cloud cover. And then here's Sunday. We start early in the morning, right after midnight, taking us through the early morning hours only places south and east of the turnpike. It's a very slow moving system, but the dry air pushes any of that moisture south and east of the turnpike. So you really only see accumulation across southern parts of the state. The most accumulation probably happening south of Atlantic City. So with the snowfall totals and light, this is today's light flurry activity, which may come through. Look what happens by 2 a.m. on Sunday. You see that accumulation go up maybe upwards of 2-4 inches potentially, down toward Millville, Medford, Atlantic City, and LBI, picking up an inch or two. That'll be the case ending around 3 p.m. on Sunday. So quite a bit of weather to watch for Sunday if you live southeast of the turnpike. If you're in northern New Jersey, it's just another round of harsh cold taking us into early next weekend.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. At 8:04 is our time, and we have a temperature of 34 degrees northern New Jersey, 31 in Trenton right now. And it's 30 degrees in Vineland. Let's take a look at some traffic, shall we? 295 we go to northbound. South of exit 67 US 1 in Lawrence Township, the right shoulder's closed. You can see the traffic at the top of the screen. What's going on? You could see it's the right lane specifically slowing down. So that is the right shoulder impacted by that. We have a traffic signal down Route 38 eastbound east of Nixon Drive in Moorestown. The right lane of 4 lanes closed. That's causing traffic through there. Not impacting it a lot because it's not a very highly trafficked area, but nonetheless, it is impacting that, and they're working on it. We have a disabled vehicle, Jersey Turnpike inner roadway northbound exiting at interchange 12, Carteret Rawway in Carteret. The lane is blocked. Over to the Garden State Parkway, we have a crash with property damage and vehicle off the roadway northbound Toms River Toll Plaza in Dover. All lanes are open. And over on 287 northbound south of exit 2, Route 27, Edison, 2 left lanes closed. That's a lot. That's impacting folks a lot there. US 1, we have a crash southbound south of Route 30 North Brunswick, and the left lane is closed, and a crash back over onto the Garden State Parkway. Crash on the Garden State southbound north of exit 136 Stiles Street in Cranford. All lanes open, vehicle on the right shoulder. Your Hudson River crossings right now, we have the Lincoln reporting 40 minutes in. The Holland is now reporting 30 minutes in. It's a gridlock alert day in Manhattan, so beware of that. And GWB upper and lower level, your upper level on the right seems a little better than the lower. See that truck there basically stopped. Well, now it's moving. We do a block pan. And that is what we have right now on the GWB. It's going to cost you about 35 to 40, which is not bad on a gridlock alert day. Just know that once you get into Manhattan, it's not so good. All right, 8:06 is our time, and the Federal Reserve delivered big financial news announcing yet another interest rate cut of 25 basis points. That happened yesterday, and that was the third cut in just 4 months. So 25 basis points is 0.25% that the interest rate has been reduced. And with this latest rate cut, the Fed has pushed down the federal funds rate to a range of 3.5 to 3.75%, lowest since November of 2022. What does that mean? That is the rate at which the federal banks lend money to big private corporate banks like Chase and Citibank and Bank of America, et cetera. So they lend it to 3.5 to 3.75%, depending on how the money is doled out, if you will. But that could translate to lower mortgage rates, lower car loan rates, even lower credit card rates. It may take a few weeks. We'll see how it works out. It is hoped this will help further stimulate economic growth. Keep our fingers crossed. It is 8:07 right now, and a Somali, Minnesota college student has come under fire for threatening to pop ICE agents in an expletive-laden viral social media rant. Listen up.
I actually heard you guys pull up to ONNJ, the big O, and you pulled up when I was not there? Y'all so puss-ass shit, boy. You gonna get popped next time I see your ass. Bring the whole cavalry. Yeah, boy, you guys are scared. Scared of the stingray, baby.
Hassan Mohammed was blasted after he posted the anti-ICE tirade on social media where he vowed to shoot immigration agents the next time they showed up in his neighborhood. After the clip sparked a backlash, Mohammed posted a follow-up video Tuesday apologizing for the, quote, lapse in judgment. I guess a little visit from federal agents to a teenager will teach you not to do that again. 8:08 is our time, and the moment that changed everything. Murder suspect Luigi Mangione is seen in newly released video moments before his arrest inside a Pennsylvania McDonald's. This happened exactly a year ago. Police from Altoona confront Mangione, telling him somebody called in saying he looked suspicious.
I do. Okay. What's your name? Mark. What is it? Mark. Mark? Yes, sir. Mark what? The lawyer. Sorry. Someone called and I thought you were suspicious. Oh, I'm sorry. Is your ID on you? Yeah, yes, sir. Thought she looked like someone guilty.
Well, if you notice that driver's license looked a little familiar, it was a New Jersey driver's license he handed them, and apparently they say it had a fake name. No reason not to believe them. When Mangione gave his real name, that's when police arrested him. Mangione is charged with fatally shooting United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, husband and father, allegedly shooting him in the back on a Manhattan sidewalk as he was going to a breakfast meeting. The time now is 8:09. Investigators say he admitted strangling a woman in Atlantic City. Now a man faces 5 years behind bars as a result. 64-year-old Derek Lewis allegedly pleaded guilty to aggravated assault. Prosecutors say he admitted punching and strangling the victim while she was in her car back in June. The woman was able to break free and get help. Lewis's sentencing is scheduled for March. Time is 8:10 right now. We have 34 degrees in northern New Jersey, 31 in Trenton. Hoboken's next mayor speaking out after the current administration raised the Palestinian flag in front of City Hall this week. Mayor-elect Emily Jabbour says that Jewish residents were upset because the flag was raised on the anniversary of the so-called First Intifada, began on December 9th of 1987. Current Mayor Ravi Bala says the flag raising was only meant to honor cultural heritage, not too sensitive to the people who live here in America. Jabbour says the process should include more community input to ensure events are sensitive and inclusive. The flag has since been removed. Here's a suggestion. If it's a government building, why don't we just keep the flags to U.S. flags, state of New Jersey flags, and maybe the local municipality? Call me crazy. Leave all the other flags to private organizations. If it's a public building, state, federal, and local. No other flags. We don't need foreign flags because I don't care if there's a representation of a certain culture here, let them put the flag up in front of their house. That's fine. It doesn't belong on City Hall. Sorry. 8:11. New Jersey has launched its annual holiday impaired driving crackdown under the program Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over. This year, 125 police agencies received just over $700,000 in grants that will fund additional patrols and sobriety checkpoints through January 1st. Just please, if you do any drinking or any kind of inebriative move, smoking pot, etc., taking a pill, please arrange a sober ride to avoid any risk. Even if you think you're going to have just one drink, just get an Uber, a Lyft, a ride from a friend. The problem today is, too, a large number of impaired drivers are actually under the influence of pot, and there's no roadside test for it, so stoned drivers often get away with it. Studies show that up to a third of all fatally injured drivers on the roadway drivers, a third of them have active THC from marijuana in their blood. So in other words, between a fourth and a third of all fatal accidents are because somebody's stoned, not drunk. And there's no test for it. So please, listen, have your fun. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but just make sure somebody else drives. You don't want a tragedy this holiday. Coming up on 8:13 right now, mostly sunny, windy today, highs in the low to mid-30s. Meteorologist Mike Favetta will be back in just a moment with the full Garden State forecast, and we have a special guest coming up for you. In fact, when we come back, he's turned his recovery journey into a mission-driven lifestyle brand, the founder of State of Gratitude, in just a moment. You're watching on New Jersey Mornings. We'll be right back.
Play it like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Hey, New Jersey, want to choose how you live as you age? Tune into AARP New Jersey's new show, The Power of Us, the show that celebrates aging with dignity, purpose, and joy. From protecting yourself against fraud, to staying healthy and aging in place, to finding purpose through volunteering, we've got the tools, tips, and stories to help you thrive. Join us on ONNJ and discover the power of us.
Play it like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Etch your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play it like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Hey, New Jersey, want to choose how you live as you age? Tune into AARP New Jersey's new show, The Power of Us, a show that celebrates aging with dignity, purpose, and joy. From protecting yourself against fraud, to staying healthy and aging in place, to finding purpose through volunteering, we've got the tools, tips, and stories to help you thrive. Join us on ONNJ and discover the power of us.
Welcome back to New Jersey Mornings. I'm Ken Rosato. It's 8:15. We'll take your calls at 888-658-0234. Sunny but windy today. Meteorologist Mike Favetta will be here in a moment with the Garden State forecast.
Weather is brought to you by Audio Nova, your hearing experts.
All right. It is breezy. I just got word that Comet Atlas 1-6 has found my cover for one of my garbage cans, and it is about 200 million miles above us right now. That's all from the winds this morning. It was quite a journey. It was quite a journey to get there, wasn't it?
Yeah, we should have a little garbage lid tracker on a day like today. So much wind, so much cold air.
NORAD,
And
like
that'll,
Santa.
yeah, Reich Santa, precisely. Yes, but you step outside and it's like a facelift because your skin just gets so astringent from that cold. That's what's gonna feel like this morning with the clear sky, sunshine around some high thin clouds over the state. It is chilly down toward LBI, Atlantic City, Ocean City. Pick your town. Temperatures start off around freezing and only climb into the lower 30s today. 35-mile-per-hour winds. That is a current wind gust. That's 8-16, 22-mile-per-hour winds in Cape May. We had gustier winds overnight, hence everybody's lawn ornaments and Santas and trees all knocked over this morning. 43 degrees. The manger went flying last night, so not only Santa's reindeer flying, but also baby Jesus. So we start off this morning with temperatures that climb into the 20s and 30s. With the chill that's around today, there's enough cold air and wind to support a little bit of that snow. Some lake effect snow is happening there in northern New Jersey. That all it's odd to say lake effect snow is happening in northern New Jersey, but that's just how gusty those winds are. I hear meteorology professors of my youth kind of holding their fists to the air, saying, "No, that can't happen." But yeah, here it is with those winds and with that cold air sticking around for tomorrow. It stays cold in through the afternoon. Temperatures feel like they're down in the teens and single digits, and then for Saturday morning, a quick light dusting of snow perhaps across northern New Jersey. Barely leaves a coating on the car tops, but it's Sunday morning that brings back the round of accumulating snow, especially for the coastal neighborhoods. I'll show you that in just a sec. So here's all of the weather pointing to another round of wet weather going to our south. That's on Saturday. The front that comes through reinforces the cold for Sunday morning and provides enough of that chill to allow it to snow all the way down Cape May and out through Atlantic City and Toms River. Again, south and east of the Turnpike, you'll see snow accumulate on Sunday morning into the afternoon before clearing with more cold weather for Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures don't even make it above freezing on Monday. We are in the 20s all day with winds even colder. Tuesday and Wednesday highs struggling just to make it up into the low 30s. The shore points have obviously the better shot of the accumulating snow on Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday, chilly for you. Have to wait until Wednesday just to get back to our average high of 45 degrees.
All right, sir. Average. Of course, back to the average. At least you didn't say below average. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mike. It is great. Mike's like, I'm done with him. I'm so done with him. All right, Mike, we'll check back with you in a little bit, sir. Thank you. 34 degrees right now, northern Jersey, 31 in Trent. It's 32 degrees in Cape May. 8:19 is our time. We have a lot of traffic to talk about. You want to see ugly? This is ugly. This is the Garden State Parkway, the Jardin State Parkway. This is northbound, south of exit 159 I-80 Elmwood Park. The right lane is blocked. That's it. And that is causing this because when you get through the tolls, you only got 3 lanes, and one of them's blocked, and you have about 100,000 people at this hour trying to get to I-80 from the Garden State, and that's what this is the result of. So there you have it. I-80 is about a mile ahead from this point on the Garden State Parkway. We also have a crash to report on I-287. This is northbound south of exit 2, Route 27 down Edison. The left lane of 4 lanes closed, and that's causing a lot of trouble there on I-287. We have a traffic signal down Route 38 eastbound east of Nixon Drive in Moorestown Township. The right lane of 4 lanes closed down there. And on 295, we have a crash northbound south of exit 67, US 1 in Lawrence with the right shoulder blocked. The Hudson River crossings right now, Lincoln is 35 to 40 into Manhattan. It's 25 to 30 for Holland. Gridlock alert day in Manhattan, so please be aware of that. GWB upper and lower levels, heavy but moving, 40 minutes in either the upper level on the right or lower level on the left. 8:20 is the time. He turned his own recovery journey into a mission-driven lifestyle brand that's helping people embrace resilience in a meaningful way. Chris Billick is the founder of State of Gratitude, the brand behind the handcrafted gratitude intention bracelets. Well, you may have seen him at the Bryant Park Winter Village, which, by the way, Bryant Park Winter Village is awesome. You got to check it out. Or maybe the Union Square Holiday Market in Manhattan. And we say good morning to Chris Billick. Good to have you on today.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, look, State of Gratitude began from your own recovery journey. I live a sober life myself. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't do pot. I don't do drugs. Never done drugs. But about 10 years ago, you stopped drinking as well. And so it's amazing how that clears the mind, lets you be successful and focus on health in your life when that happens. Talk about what inspired you to turn such a personal chapter of your life into a public mission and a very successful lifestyle brand.
Well, thank you so much for that. What ended up kind of happening was that I was working a job at a hotel during the pandemic, or right before the pandemic had started. I had just gone through treatment. I had just moved out of a sober living home, and I was living in my first apartment on my own. And the pandemic hit, my hotel shut down, and I had nowhere else to turn but, basically to go back home to my parents. When I was there, we got those stimulus, we got the stimulus checks, and all of a sudden I had the idea that, hey, why don't I turn this stimulus check into something that could actually be used, far beyond just the initial $1,200. So I used a phrase that I used to say all the time. I was like, I'm going to put this on a t-shirt and I'm going to sell the t-shirts, and then I'm going to take a portion of those proceeds and we're going to help other people who were, going through that same pathway, that same journey that I had previously gone through.
See, but a lot of people come up with a thought. I'm sorry to step on you, Chris, but a lot of people think that don't know what to do for the next step. You took it to the next step. So that's a big process. Did it start in little increments, or did you say, I'm going to talk to the right people and make this happen?
Well, I had nothing but time on my hands during the pandemic. And so I just took that opportunity and just watched like hundreds of YouTube videos about like how to basically start a business, how to start an e-commerce business, how to start a clothing brand, everything. I mean, but at the same time, I was a sponge. I was just ready to absorb any sort of information I possibly could, since I didn't really know much. So did it start like all at once, or was it gradual? I mean, it was definitely gradual. I mean, the only money that we've ever really taken is the money from the stimulus check, and that was that initial $1,200 investment. So with those first 100 t-shirts, we made a little money from those. We made more t-shirts, we made hats, and then we made tank tops. We just kind of kept going on and on from there.
That's amazing. And your gratitude. Yeah. So, but you kept going, you kept at it, and your gratitude intention bracelets have become a heart of your brand. What do they represent to you, to the brand? And have you seen people use them as tools for healing and mindfulness or connection?
The bracelet wraps are incredible. I mean, I basically wanted to create a piece of jewelry that I knew was going to be able to be worn on my wrist without having to worry about taking it off. I've been doing lots of yoga. I started doing CrossFit. I started doing a lot of like very active things, and I didn't want to have to worry about taking something on and off. At the same time, I wanted to create something that was going to serve as a constant reminder to me, something that I could always kind of like look at, or, it would kind of catch my eye when I would least expect it. So to always kind of have that constant reminder of living in a state of gratitude was really important to me. So that's when I kind of like decided that I was going to make this wrap and it was going to go constantly around the wrist. I wanted to make something that was going to be universal, never had to worry about taking it off. It wasn't going to break. It wasn't going to tarnish. It wasn't going to change colors. You could wear it in the shower, kind of like fit every box, like check every box off because everybody wants to, have that one perfect piece that they never really have to worry about. Right. And, that's kind of like where we came up with that. And I started making them myself by hand for a very long time. And then we started partnering with other organizations and we started to get those people to come and help us make the bracelets as well. So just like, through the course of time, other people started to come on board, start making the bracelets with us. And they kind of felt that same sort of energy that I would get from making the bracelets, which was like a sense of like peace and tranquility. It was a very like meditative, therapeutic process in making these bracelets. And it still does serve that way for me. Like sometimes when I sit down and I just like take a moment to just kind of like put my phone away, and just focus on what I have to do in front of me. Because I think that so much in today's world, like revolves around me and my phone. And I feel like if my phone is like not on my body or present, like in my immediate perimeter, then I freak out. But then, at the same time, it's like when I'm doing something and I'm intentional with it and I'm mindful and I'm doing it because I want to do it, it becomes a completely different, result.
I hear you. It's because the phone sort of tries to control us, right? And when you release yourself to the phone, that's a bad thing. There's so many other more powerful things to release ourselves to. And the holidays can be especially tough for anybody in recovery. What are some of the stressors that tend to surface this time of year?
I think a couple of the biggest stressors tend to be the holiday parties that people have to go to, as it pertains to, their company holiday parties where people are going to be drinking and, getting very, very, very drunk. And that can potentially be something that like makes some people uncomfortable, for lack of a better word. And then also, I think that another one of those stressors has to do with family. Family relationships can oftentimes be strained through the course of, tumultuous substance abuse or alcoholism. And so, if you have these very strained relationships with your family, and then the holidays are coming around and you're choosing to either not spend the time with them or spend the time with them, it could kind of be, it could go either way in both circumstances or situations.
Yeah, I'm with
So
you.
just
And my attitude, sorry, we're down to the last 45 seconds. I just was going to say my attitude about drinking among groups of people like that. If you even have a 1 in 5 shot at that one drink taking you down a really bad path, don't even go there. Just have some water, have a seltzer. Don't even bother. Don't partake in the call of something that could be bad. We need to get your website because we want everybody to take a look at all you've done and know more about your story, Chris.
Oh, thank you. My website is stateofgratitude.com.
All right.
So,
And the founder of State of Gratitude, Chris Billick, we have to have you on some more. You're an incredible inspiration. Happy holidays to you. Thank you for coming on this morning.
yeah, happy holidays to you too. Thank you for having me.
You bet, Chris. Thank you. When we come back, she's the winner of a major national textile design contest. She is from New Jersey. We'll speak with Sabrina Ramkelwan. We'll be right back. You're watching on New Jersey Mix.
Play it like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Hey, New Jersey, want to choose how you live as you age? Tune into AARP New Jersey's new show, The Power of Us, the show that celebrates aging with dignity, purpose, and joy. From protecting yourself against fraud, to staying healthy and aging in place, to finding purpose through volunteering, we've got the tools, tips, and stories to help you thrive. Join us on ONNJ and discover the power of us.
Play it like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Etch your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play it like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Hey, New Jersey, want to choose how you live as you age? Tune into AARP New Jersey's new show, Power of Us, the show that celebrates aging with dignity, purpose, and joy. From protecting yourself against fraud, to staying healthy and aging in place, to finding purpose through volunteering, we've got the tools, tips, and stories to help you thrive. Join us on ONJ and discover the power of us.
To Thursday, December 11th, 2025. We have 34 degrees right now at 8:30. I'm Ken Rosato. Welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings. Mostly sunny and windy today, highs and low to mid-30s. Meteorologist Mike Vetta has the detailed Garden State forecast.
Weather is brought to you by Audio Nova, your hearing experts.
And you need like 50 wraps around you to get away from the wind today. But if you do that and you tie some cinder blocks to your legs, you'll be fine. You won't blow away.
Right. You walk around with weighted ankle weights, right? Ankle weights. That's what it's called. Yes. They're normally used for PT, but today for survival, just to head down the street on a gusty, blustery day. The actual air temperature is barely making it above the freezing mark, but it feels so much colder with that wind across northern New Jersey. And you have the added bonus of some flakes and flurries with snow squalls that come through later on this afternoon. So there's still the drought that's ongoing up across northern New Jersey. You see the shade of red here through Sussex County. That's 1 to 2 inches of a rainfall deficit. So the drought continues. But ooh, look at this, an update from the Climate Prediction Center into the first day of Christmas, December 25th. There are slightly above average temperatures. Yay, that'd be nice going into the end of the month. So a lot of that warmth that was positioned out toward the desert southwest is actually forecast to spread eastward, including places down to the south and east. So maybe spending the holidays down south in Florida, you will find some lovely mild weather there and also drier than average weather too. So it won't be all cloudy and rainy. So great news there over the next 2 weeks. That's the trend going into the end of the month. The problem is we have to get there. And in order to get there, we have some snow for today, some snow on Sunday down the shore, and the frigid cold that lasts into next week, Monday, Tuesday, even through Thursday, as temperatures remain at or below average. Now, as far as the forecast for the shore points, I think there's plenty of cold weather around that takes into Sunday and Monday. There's a short point forecast. Sunday into Monday, better chance of seeing that snow down the shore early Sunday morning into the afternoon, accumulating maybe up to 2 or 3 inches, and then clearing with plenty of cold weather to follow going into next week. But Ken, above average. There's Ken going to the end of the month.
My mother paid you to say that, didn't she? I know. I can always tell. All right. Well, thank you, Mom, and thank you, Mike. I have 2 very important people in my life. I appreciate it. We'll check back within a little bit, sir. Thank you. 34 degrees right now in northern New Jersey, 31 degrees in Trenton. And in terms of traffic, boy, do we have a lot. It is a gridlock alert day in Manhattan. We should tell you about that. Let's go over Route 38 right now. Route 38, there is a traffic signal down eastbound east of Nixon Drive in Moores Township. The right lane of 4 lanes closed. You can see there are emergency vehicles. They're trying to fix things up. Not causing a whole heck of a lot of problem right there, but nonetheless beware of that. The Garden State Parkway, up and down, there are like 5 different issues right now, but the big one right now is a crash on the Garden State Park. There's a crash northbound south of exit 159. Look at this. This is by I-80 in Elmwood Park with the right lane blocked. So these people are coming through the tolls, and just beyond the tolls, that's where they meet up with I-80. The right lane blocked right now. That's causing this incredible amount of delay. So just beware as you go into the Garden State Parkway trying to get to I-80. Over to 287 now. We have a problem there. In fact, we have a crash. Did they just remove it? They may have removed it. Huh. Yeah, I think you see how it's moving now, Pam. They literally took it off from in front of me just a moment ago. So I'll tell you about what's going on now instead on 295. 295 northbound, we have a crash south of exit 67, US 1 in Lawrence. All lanes are open there. And then as you make your way into Manhattan, again, gridlock alert day. Holland Tunnel is only 25 to 30. That's not a bad bet. Lincoln Tunnel, though, very heavy right now. That eastbound glare as you make your way to the Helix on 495, bumper to bumper, it's going to cost you 40 minutes. GWB upper and lower level 8095 approach is both heavy but moving. GWB has been much better today than it was yesterday. It's going to cost you about 40 minutes. And you can see the upper level on the right better than the lower level on the left. 8:35 is our time. Sabrina Ramkelwan is the owner of Yorkville Studio and newly crowned winner of the 2 Pages 2025 Design Contest. It's a national competition that celebrates innovation in textiles and home surfaces. The New Jersey artist's winning work, the Canyon Grove Collection, is being recognized for its rich textures. We say good morning to our fellow New Jerseyan. Sabrina, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you on. So,
Thank you.
it is not common to talk to somebody who does textile designs and things like that. We talk about all sorts of other art, but we take for granted what we see in the, I want to say the big box, the Home Depots, the Lowe's or whatever. There are real
Definitely.
humans behind it. It's fascinating. So what drew you into working with surfaces like that?
Well, it's actually, I've heard that before. A lot of people don't know about service design. So I was actually consulting in Manhattan for 6 years before I started doing surface design.
Mhm.
And I've always been an artist, so I was always kind of looking for a way back to my creative roots. And it just honestly took a lot of research, kind of like exploring the internet. And then I found a video with, it was 60 artists in 60 minutes. And each of them shared a little bit about how they made their income. When I was growing up, a lot of people always say, like, oh, you can't be an artist, you can't make a living doing that. And that's completely not true. There are so many talented people out there. And there's so many different ways to kind of incorporate surface design in work. It's products, it's wallpaper, it's pillows, it's the graphics you see on your Starbucks cup. So it's great.
I mean, I have a friend of mine, former neighbor, who used to complain the greeting cards sucked. She said every greeting card, they're like $6 now and they suck. And so
Yeah.
I kingly said to her, you should design your own because she's a phenomenal artist. Yeah, that was
Hmm.
12 years ago. She has her whole line. She's in big and small stores all over the country right now. And she's gangbusters. She's doing great.
That's
It is
amazing.
amazing. And yet, when people ask you, oh, where can I see your art? You could say, oh, like 20,000 stores across the country. I mean,
Yeah,
that's unique. A lot of people don't have any place to display it. Your art
that's the
is everywhere.
dream.
That's awesome. And congratulations, you won 2 Pages 2025 Design Contest. That's
Thank
a
you. Thank
big, big
you.
deal. What was it like to find out you won that?
Oh, it was so exciting. It was such an exciting day, such an exciting event. And, a lot of the other contestants I've kind of like interacted with on social media. We're all in like community groups, artist community groups supporting each other. So it was really great to meet everyone, meet the 2 Pages team. I think that was the most rewarding part of it. Kind of how 2 Pages really with this contest is supporting artists and supporting our creative work. So that was amazing. That was the biggest win for me. But yeah, being up on stage and with all my fellow contestants it was really great experience.
That is exciting. And tell me more about the Canyon Grove collection.
Yeah, well, it was inspired by my time living in San Diego. So I'm originally from New York, now in New Jersey, but we spent 3 years in San Diego for my husband's work. He's a Marine, so he was stationed there. And yeah, I kind of drew from the natural landscapes, the ocean. Obviously, we were like hiking a lot in Torrey Pines. Yeah, there were flower fields in Carlsbad, so that kind of inspired a lot of the florals. So when we moved back to New Jersey, I knew that I really wanted to bring some of that California warmth back into our house, and kind of to remember our time there. So that was kind of where I got the idea for the motifs and the layouts.
I've always said if I ever were to live in California, and I don't feel like I'm a West Coast person. I love the sun, though. I lived in Florida. I lived there part time, but I've never lived in California. But if I ever lived there, there's only one place, and that's San Diego, La Jolla. That area is just
It's
so
beautiful.
gorgeous.
I
Gorgeous,
miss
gorgeous.
it a
But
little
it
bit.
is different. It's not the same as LA is kind of skanky. You go down to San Diego, it's a whole different, elegant, beautiful. It's a whole different vibe, and I just love San Diego. Beautiful.
It definitely,
What is? Go ahead.
oh, sorry.
Oh, please go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, coming from Manhattan, I was living in like a 400 square foot apartment at the time, and it was just literally a breath of fresh air to like wake up and see the ocean every morning. So it was definitely great for mental health.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I do that. That's what I do in Fort Lauderdale. I'm right on the ocean, and it changes your whole outlook. The whole day is different. Talk about your process. Do you just come up with an idea and make a sketch, and then that leads to the design that goes into the product?
Yeah, a lot of the time, whenever I'm traveling, kind of like what you said in the beginning, I'm always observing. I'm always looking at what's around me. So things that people might not notice, I'm taking pictures of. It's shadows of leaves. It's just natural environment, architecture. So that was kind of I draw from my own reference photos. So this collection has a lot of Spanish colonial influences, the natural landscape, of course, with the pomegranates and the olive groves. We used to go wine tasting in Temecula, so that's kind of where that came about. Walk in Balboa Park, there's a lot of Spanish colonial architecture there. So I just pulled from that. Sometimes I start with a sketch, but usually I just go straight to my iPad. I draw everything there. And then I vectorize in Adobe software, and then I piece everything together, test it, order samples a lot of the time, to make sure everything looks right, is printing right on textiles. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you? Let me ask you this: is this an extremely competitive field, or do they have just the number of artists they need? Because to me, it seems like there would be a bigger demand, and we should be hearing more about this. Everybody's always redesigning their homes and all. They're always looking
hmm
for that right item. So, how big is the demand for art in that field?
I would say it's pretty big. The surface design community, I think people say that it is oversaturated. There are a ton of artists making such beautiful work. And I think it's just a matter of kind of how you position your own work, how you market yourself. A lot of kind of retailers or art licensors, art directors are looking for art with a story behind it, which is something that I really try and infuse in my art. Even if nobody knows what that story is, it really helps to drive cohesive collections and make it more meaningful, I think, for the commercial market, help it connect with audiences. Because if something kind of resonates with you, there's a chance that it's going to resonate with buyers as well.
I
So yeah,
love
I
it.
think,
I have to.
yep.
I have to pause you only because we're up against a hard break. So really fast, what's
Yeah.
the website so people can get more information?
So you can view the curtain collection on twopagescurtains.com. You can head over to the collaborations tab and you can see my entire page along with the other contestants. And you can also visit my website at yorkvillestudio.com if you want to get in touch for licensing, doing collaborations for your brand.
All right, the owner of Yorkville Studio, winner of the Two Pages 2025 Design Contest, artist behind the Canyon Grove collection, Sabrina Rakelawan. Thank you for coming on this morning. And we're coming
Thank
right
you so
back.
much, Ken.
Play it like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Etch your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play it like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Hey, New Jersey, want to choose how you live as you age? Tune into AARP New Jersey's new show, The Power of Us, the show that celebrates aging with dignity, purpose, and joy. From protecting yourself against fraud, to staying healthy and aging in place, to finding purpose through volunteering, we've got the tools, tips, and stories to help you thrive. Join us on ONNJ and discover the power of us.
Play it like the New York Sirens. Live in the spotlight. Etch your name in lights. Embrace the noise. And when it calls you, turn it up. Get louder. Play it like they'll hear us everywhere. Because this is our team. New York Sirens. Play it big.
Hey, New Jersey, want to choose how you live as you age? Tune into AARP New Jersey's new show, The Power of Us, the show that celebrates aging with dignity, purpose, and joy. From protecting yourself against fraud, to staying healthy and aging in place, to finding purpose through volunteering, we've got the tools, tips, and stories to help you thrive. Join us on ONNJ and discover the power of us.
A very good morning to you. It is Thursday. Wow, the 11th of December. How is it possible? 8:45. I'm Ken Rosato. Taking calls at 888-658-0234. Mostly sunny and windy. Highs low to mid-30s. Meteorologist Mike Favetta has the full Garden State forecast.
Weather is brought to you by Audio Nova, your hearing experts.
All right, Mike. So the wind has now, we find out, blown the lid from my garbage can 422 million miles away. So that's quite a distance. If only we could harness that wind. Oh, people do that. Never mind. So what are we looking at for the next few days? Did I hear the S word in the forecast?
Yeah, there is a little bit of snow coming ahead for not just today. You could get a few flurries across northern New Jersey, but accumulating by Sunday morning into the late Sunday morning, early afternoon on Sunday for the southeastern corner of New Jersey. That includes you there in Monmouth County, even the further head south of 195 into Toms River and down the Parkway. You could run into a light accumulation there. Waking up on Sunday morning, it's a rare occurrence because usually the snow is limited to the northwestern corner of the state, especially when it's so small in the terms of amounts. First, got to deal with the wind chill. We're back to zero, feeling like zero tomorrow morning. One above in Morristown, feeling like the teens over toward Newark. And the wind, while it relaxes tomorrow afternoon and stays calm for Saturday morning, it comes racing back in by Sunday, making it feel like 5 up in Sussex and 7 in Morristown, 15 in Trenton. So plenty of cold air with those gusty winds lasting through today and into tonight. We get another round of blustery conditions in today, tomorrow. All the clouds that are clearing out right now will give way to some snow flurries across northern New Jersey. These are the snow squalls that'll bring back a quick coating, maybe a flurry burst, or potentially even whiteout conditions briefly between around 3 and 6 o'clock today. Only across northern New Jersey, rest of the state stays dry. Want to fast forward to what happens late Saturday night into Sunday morning. You see the shades of blue here appear on the map only south and east of the Turnpike, and with every new computer model run, it's been pretty consistent. It does not impact places north and west of the Turnpike, but it's predominantly a Sunday morning light snowfall, which generally will give places across New Jersey, there down across the southern part of the state. Oh, wait, go back. Across the southern part of the state. Yes, here we go. This is important. Anywhere from, say, 1 to maybe as much as 3 inches of snow. It's going so slow, but I really want to show you. So the timeline here, taking a few extra seconds. There they are. Anywhere from 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of snow by Sunday morning. Right up there from Millville, Medford, Atlantic City, and LBI could see a late accumulation Sunday morning. Okay, that's basically all I wanted to show you. The weekend is just cold in general, and yes, there's a full of flakes in the forecast, but stays chilly all around, Ken. There's no accumulation map. It's like, key. So everybody waits for with the weather forecast. Can't skip that.
It's funny as you talk about snow and accumulation, as we go around all the traffic cams, some areas of the state, north and west, as I look at some of the roads, have little pockets of snow here and there. And the rest of the state has nothing, fully dry. It's just
Mm,
funny to see that. It's not that big a state, but how
true.
things vary from the mountain to the water, how the temperatures change too. All right, Mike, have a wonderful day. We appreciate you very much, sir. Thank you so much. 34 degrees right now, northern New Jersey. Over in Trenton, it is 31 degrees, 32 degrees now, Cape May, and it's 30 in Vineland. We take a look at this mess right now. This is on I-80. We now have a report of an overturned vehicle. Look at the wind buffeting the camera there. But there is an overturned vehicle, I-80 eastbound at exit 54 Mini Sink Road in Totowa. The ramp lane is closed and the damage there is done. We had some emergency vehicles on scene moment ago. I think they zoomed in just beyond the emergency vehicle, but yeah, so gotcha. So we saw that's the exit from Mini Sink Road. So it's just you could see how the cars are stopped in that right lane. That's where it is. So they're trying to get over to the left as they go around that bend. But nonetheless, just avoid that area if possible. Overturned vehicle I-80 eastbound, exit 54 Mini Sink Road in Toto with the ramp lane closed. We also have a crash at 295 northbound, exit 63, which is Route 33 Hamilton. Left lane is closed. Traffic signal down Route 38 eastbound, east of Nixon Drive, Moorestown Township. The right lane is closed there. Delays on the Turnpike, Outer Roadway, northbound exiting interchange 13A by the airport. And that is all due to volume. Your Hudson River crossings right now, very heavy. Do we have the 495 cam? If we can go into the 495 cam one, please, Pam. I know we have to. I'm surprising Pamela with this. But nonetheless, you can see it's a combination of glare and volume. We have a gridlock alert day still in effect in Manhattan. So this is the approach to the Helix right now at 495. It has opened up amazingly. We got a report that it was very heavy. Okay, that's good. So the Lincoln Tunnel, it says here 30 to 35. My guess now is it's going to be a lot less than that because that's opened up. The Holland is only 20 to 25. GWB upper and lower levels amazingly heavy but moving, and we're told 35 to 40 if we look at the 8095. There you go. It's pretty good. Usually at that point, if there is no traffic, it's about 30 minutes, depending on how close to the toll plaza things are. But this is all very good right now. I think a lot of people heeded the warning, and they're not driving in Manhattan today. It is 8:51. We have a new partnership between Citizens Bank, Newark Fiber, and developer Adina Bio in transforming access to high-speed internet for Newark families. At Bio's latest housing development, Southside View, every resident gets free high-speed internet for 15 years. The next 15 years. It is powered through Newark Fiber. As is the case for most people, for many lower income households, internet access is not just a luxury. It certainly isn't. It's essential for work, school, healthcare, and more. Aaron Myerson is Newark's Chief Innovation Economy Officer and Director of Broadband for Invest Newark and the Newark Alliance. So we say good morning, Aaron.
Morning, Ken. Thanks so much for having me.
Good to have you on. And this partnership has been called a major milestone. So what does it mean for the folks who live there?
It's really a transformative partnership. This free internet allows residents, as you mentioned, to do everything from working from home to telehealth to remote learning, but also fun stuff like online gaming. All of these things rely on the internet. And so what this is it's a cost savings, right? Like a utility, like water or electricity. These things cost money, but you need them to live, and the internet now is one of those things. And providing it at no cost for these 40 families, it's a huge financial savings on a month-to-month basis. But over a lifetime of a student living there for 15 years, it's a huge savings and financial burden that's no longer there for them.
Yeah. And so why was it so important to find a way to make broadband free for specifically these families? Is it so you try to level the playing field a little bit?
So I give all the credit to Adina, who is an entrepreneur. She actually owns 4 IHOP restaurants, and she noticed actually during the pandemic that some families were coming to the restaurant just to get the Wi-Fi in the restaurant, not actually to eat. And so as she moved into real estate development, she wanted it to provide this in some of her projects. And this is the one where she partnered with Citizens, and Citizens, to their credit, provided a great, pretty much a grant to build out both the fiber to the building within every single unit of the building and 15 years of free internet. And why it's critically important is that Newark, like many places in the country, not everybody has access to the internet. So while we might think it's ubiquitous, in Newark, about 15% of households don't have internet at all. Zero.
Wow.
Another
And
15%
can I
own,
go ahead, Aaron? Sorry.
I was going to say another 15% only have a cell phone, right? If you're going to afford internet, you're going to have a cell phone. So, but that leaves about 70% of, 30% of households have no internet at home. And so, doing everything we can, and this project is 40 units, and we try and find other ways to bring internet to households, but that's why it's important. There's a huge need.
Well, you mentioned, just because we can't not mention more about Adina Bio. Adina Bio is one of our favorite people on the planet. Anyone who
Yes.
gets the opportunity to meet her, she is so full of energy and intelligence and just a joie de vivre. She is an incredible woman. And you could just see somebody that positive gets a little inspiration from above, because there are only very few special people like that on the planet who think so much for
Absolutely.
other people. And she brings it to fruition. She makes it happen. So talk about this. Is Southside View a blueprint maybe for future projects in Newark?
So we hope so, yes. And actually, Adina are working on another project with citizens right across the street. But the nice thing is that now we've actually pulled the fiber down the street to this building. We can easily connect the building across the street. And we hope that other projects like this that use affordable housing tax credits that Adina got, which is why Citizens was able to provide some additional capital for this bill. We hope that other developers will follow suit and follow Citizens and Adina's lead by contributing additional resources for internet connectivity, but also on this project, they're offering tutoring for students that live in the children that live in the housing from 3 to 7 p.m. after school. And so not only is it free internet, but there's also a community center with computer access and free tutoring. So she's really thinking holistically, and we would love to see this in more projects.
And just so people realize, Newark Fiber is not a traditional internet company. The traditional companies use copper. The new companies use fiber. And the difference is every fiber link that goes to your home goes directly back to the head end. So you don't have to, like, if there's a bunch of kids in the neighborhood streaming the internet, it doesn't impact you. Fiber is the future because you get ultra high speed up and download. So these kids are not just getting internet access, they're getting this is diamond internet access. So, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely. I mean, as we know, like everything relies on the internet now, and usually it was all about download, right? Streaming things. But now with gaming and everything else, you're also uploading. So you need that symmetrical, high speed internet. And that's what Newark Fiber brings. Newark Fiber is a partnership with the city of Newark, my organization, Invest Newark, and our partners. And so we actually use the city's own fiber network that they use to operate the city itself, right? Police, fire stations, city hall, rec centers, they're all on this new fiber system. And we're able to use a part of that fiber strand high-speed internet to connect residents and businesses, which is what we're doing.
Fantastic. Well, Newark is one of my favorite places, and Newark has a lot of heart and so much promise, and you could just see it is becoming a city of the future. Little by, I think 20 years from now, we're going to look back and say, wow, we've come a long way. It's because of people like you. Newark's Chief Innovation Economy Officer and the Director of Broadband for Invest Newark and the Newark Alliance, Aaron Meyerson. Happy holidays. Thank you for coming on this morning. All the best to you.
Thanks a lot, Ken. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It is 8:57. We have a temp 32 degrees, and that is on New Jersey Mornings for your Thursday, December 11th, 2025. I'm Ken Rosato. Remember, you can stream us at ONNJ.com, Roku, Fire TV, News on Samsung TV Plus, Apple TV, YouTube, Facebook, Next, and we're streaming live on Substack, Rumble, Twitch, and Local Now. Catch you again tomorrow morning at 7. Have a great day.